You're welcome back to the Gavel. Now let's take a look at some of the key happenings in the National Assembly in the last legislative week.
Cases of insecurity.
The House of Representatives is once again calling attention to killings in Benue State and asking the Inspector General of Police and all security agencies to arrest those responsible for the killings. Representative Hassan Saleh informed the House that 26 people in Okpoku local government area of Benue State were killed by suspected herdsmen.
The House is further convinced that there is a need for the federal government to reiterate the call on the Inspector General of Police and other security agencies to take all necessary measures to enforce the Benue State anti-open grazing prohibition and ranching law in order to ensure that peace is fully restored to the state.
Despite the fact that the House had previously passed a vote of no confidence on the Inspector General of Police, the lawmakers adopted the prayer that the police chief and his men arrest those responsible for the killings. In a related development, another motion of urgent public importance was raised, this time on the need to provide security in Benue State so that the international workers can return to the area following the killing of some of their workers by insurgents.
Concern that the suspension of the United Nations, the Doctors Without Borders, Medicines Sans Frontiers, and other non-governmental organization activities in Iran will lead to catastrophic starvation, diseases outbreak, and trauma.
Lawmakers emphasized the need for government at all levels to address insecurity across the country.
The Honorable Chairman.
Meanwhile, the House of Representatives has organized a public hearing to examine issues relating to the importation of sugar as well as sugar tariffs in the country.
These companies were expected to achieve sugar sufficiency target by 2018 by producing about 700,000 metric tons of sugar locally from those farms, create jobs for detaining unemployed youth, diversify the economy from petroleum to agriculture, become a source of energy, and evolve large-scale savings of money for the country.
Between year 2009 and 2011, Nigeria expended a whopping sum of 228.8 billion naira on sugar importation. This is, of course, an hemorrhage on the country foreign exchange earning, loss of hundreds of thousands of employment opportunities for skilled and semi-skilled labor, food security arising, and insecurity arising from sugar importation dependence.
According to an official of the National Sugar Development Council, over 435 billion naira could have been realized on the importation of raw sugar from 2013 to 2017, but he adds a caution.
In reality, the implication of implementing the high tariff as stipulated will be dire on the domestic sugar prices and the consequences and its consequential effect also on the prices of the various consumer items that utilize sugar as a critical raw material. If sugar was imported under a very high tariff, the resultant high cost will also be largely passed to consumers.
He told the lawmakers that the three operators who enjoy the low tariffs have performed below agreement.
Several reasons, most of which we are judged as genuine, were responsible for this state of affairs. Such reasons include challenges of easy access to land, exacerbated by elite interference, community hostility to sugar projects, incessant flooding events, impact of economic recession in 2016, and so on and so forth.
The committee is expected to come up with solutions to the issues raised, which will steer the country in the right direction to produce more sugar to meet local demand. Meanwhile, as the House of Representatives is investigating sugar tariffs, the Senate is also looking into issues of rice importation and smuggling in the country. The Senate Committee on Customs and Agriculture held an investigative hearing to find solutions to the problem.
What is very startling is that these people are in all the sectors of our economy. If you go to the steel industry, they are the same people violating the various policies of government. If you go to the oil industry, they are the same people violating the fiscal policies of government. Rice quota, they are the people also hiding under the various quotas granted in the past to smuggle rice into Nigeria. So if we continue this way, it means we will at the end of the day be left without any economy at all, and unemployment will continue to swell. So government must take courage to bring these people to book.